Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with Mr. Greg Dickerson. This is part two of a two-part series. We talked about sellers first. Now let's talk about the buyers. So, Greg, let me set it up. I really think, like the sellers, there's two types of buyers: the people that need to buy today or in the short term for whatever reason, and then there's people that need to, want to buy, but maybe they have some time. So, dealer's choice. You can talk about everyone you would like to first. Who do you want to talk about?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're a buyer and you have time and you're patient, you can be patient. Obviously your best deals are going to be in resort communities, where there's a lot of second homes and, home builders specifically. So home builders first, really, that's where you're going to get the best deals right now. But you can, it's still a little early yet. Some of them are, starting to, incentivize the sales, reduce prices, things like that. But there's a lot of housing in production that needs to be finished. So I think, if you kind of watch that in your areas, and you start to wait for more of these houses to come online and get finished, there'll be some better deals to be had in the next couple of months. The risk you're taking is interest rate. We don't know where the rates are going over the next few months, but they've seemed to level off here for a little bit. So that'd be the first place. Obviously, the next place is second homes. Those you're going to see a lot of those hitting the market, coming on the market, because of interest rate risk and things like that. And people just not, that was a pandemic thing, buying those, resort vacation homes where people were taking a vacation to get away from the pandemic. They're like, I could live here. So patience is key, but you need to understand your market, understand, what's going on, what the inventory looks like, what the days on market looks like, how many properties are coming back on the market, what kind of deals are falling through, that type of thing. And then, at the end of the day, you also need to understand that resale mindset's very different than a builder or a second home market. A lot of those people are locked into low, rate mortgages, or they've been in the house for a while. They know where prices have gone. It takes a long time for a homeowner mentality to shift versus business people that are buying investment properties or builders that are building. We're nimble. We know what the market's doing. We'll cut our losses and get out. Homeowners are stubborn and more sticky, and takes a while for that mentality to change. So for homeowners to really start discounting to get properties sold, I mean, we're seeing price reductions, but mostly that's because the prices were way sky high to begin with. So, it takes a lot longer for the resale market to adjust. So you're probably looking at the end of the year, beginning of Q1, if rates continue to rise, before you'll see significant changes in the resale market.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's really kind of been my base case why there's still people calling for a housing crash this year, right? There's a big old channel talking about a crash in November. I'm like, housing just doesn't move that fast. The price is inelastic. Homeowners have options. They have choices. They will do lots of other things before they just give away their home, right? So I think you're absolutely right. If you're in a position where you have some time and you can do some work, I think builders, second home areas, I think there are some people that are going to get hurt by Airbnb and VRBOs. You might be even able to buy stuff furnished. I've actually never bought a furnished home, but I bet you there'll be some Airbnb folks that just want out and they'll sell their stuff furnished. So I think if you can wait, I think time is on your side. I think things get better. Your goal, if you have time, just like my goal is, I keep telling people, I'm fishing for the motivated seller. There's going to be lots of FOMO in wish prices coming on. It's going to make it mucky and hard to see, but inside that mucky water somewhere, there is a fish that needs to sell. So do the work. Like you said, look for, I'm looking at 30 days or more on market. I would look at listings that came back, right? It came off, came back. There's maybe pain there. So I think you nailed everything I was talking about. Now let's say you're in a situation where you need to buy. Like, I must be in 30 or 60 days for whatever reason. What do you kind of tell that person? Is it any different?
Yeah, I mean, it all boils down to, market knowledge. You need to know what's available, what's out there. But at that point, it is what it is. If you got to have something, you got to have something. And, if you can't wait, you can't wait. But, what are your other options? Can you rent in the interim? Do you really have to buy right now? Can you rent? Can you wait it out? But if not, then your choices are what they are, so you can take a risk and, do an interest only loan to kind of reduce the payment a little bit to help offset prices. But, you still have a limited inventory in a lot of areas. You still have limited choices. Prices are still exorbitantly high. So, if you feel like you have to have something, then, whatever, if you're going to live there long term, it doesn't really matter. But understand, if you buy now, the risk is you're going to lose about 20, 30%, maybe more, depending on the market in value and equity, moving forward. So you're going to have to be ready and willing to take that haircut.
Yeah. If you need to buy today for whatever reason, I would, I'm not writing any offers at list price anymore. For a couple of years, that's really where you had to start. I'm not doing that. So again, I would tell someone, hey, if you need to buy today for whatever reason, I certainly wouldn't start there. I mean, if it is the house I want, maybe I eventually negotiate to list price, but I don't think I'd write a single offer at list price. I definitely would ask for closing costs and rate buy downs. I think buyers, whether you need or want to buy, have more power today than they know. So, I mean, ask. That's probably what I would tell them.
Yeah, yeah. You never get what you don't ask for, and you never receive what you don't offer. So you got to ask, you got to make offers, and all they can do is say no or negotiate. So
Yeah.
you just never know. But yeah, it's a tricky time right now, and it's interesting, because of the way the interest rates have held. The way the market's kind of sticky and stubborn in a lot of areas. Inventory levels are still so low. We're not getting. Well, I mean, it's corrected faster than I thought. Rates went up a lot quicker than I thought they were going to go up, and mortgage rates and the markets have started correcting very quickly ahead of that. But, we were more looking towards the end of the year to see significant interest rate risk and reductions. So, we've got a good jump on it, and we still have 6 months to go to get through the rest of this year. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Very cool, man. I appreciate this conversation. Where can they find you?
Yeah, gregdickerson.com. That's where all my info is. Go check it out.
Thank you, buddy.